Today's video is a pre-recorded live stream where I reviewed an entire custom set based on the Alolan region. And well, with set A3 confirmed to be in fact in Alola, what better time than now to speculate what the rest of the set may possibly entail. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey guys, Zen here, welcome back to the channel, and we have another A3 speculation, but this one might be closer to the truth because I myself and many others truly believe it might be Alola region. I mean, we've literally said like it could be this region. It could, we're maybe going to be right with one of them, but this one is exciting. This one is created by Spooky Dogs from the Discord. Again, if you're not a member on the Discord, join the Discord. We have a great community, a bunch of creative content creators for this type of content. You know, this is so great. People who love ranked. The Discord community is amazing. But again, Spooky Dogs, shout out to you for creating this A3 potential set. Bright Traditions is what they're calling it. Okay, it's all of Alola Pokemon. However, they only made like the final evolutions or like basic forms. They didn't make the basic and stage ones, so it's not going to be like a full representation, but the ideas are still there, so I'm very excited to see what they cooked up. Alola doesn't have a lot of Pokemon. This might actually be a mini set. I love that. Okay, ready? Let's hop right into it with the first one, Decidueye. Long Reach. This Pokemon would have an ability. Once during your turn, this Pokemon can use its attack to target one of the opponent's Pokemon. Oh, do you know what that means, guys? That means this Decidueye can attack from your bench. However, I feel like your turn needs to end after this, kind of like Giratina EX, right? Giratina EX's ability says your turn ends after this. So if you do use your move to attack, oh, that's kind of weird. Do you still need the energy? I think you would need the energy requirements, right? And your turn would attack, like end. It would count as an actual attack. You can't attack twice. However, this actually exists already. This exists via Alakazam in the official TCG. The official TCG Alakazam, if you guys let me pull it up real quick, I can just read it to you real quick, what it actually does. Pretty cool card. I think it's pretty cool, actually. This guy has a move called Dimensional Hand. You know what? Let me just drop it on screen so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because I do think a card like this could exist, and that's the point that I'm bringing up. There it is. So this card right here says Dimensional Hand, and how it works is this attack can be used even if this Pokemon is on the bench. However, it only hits your opponent's active Pokemon and your turn ends afterwards. It counts as an attack. So you can't snipe anything. So going off of that, I would strongly believe that if this Decidueye were to exist, a variation of this, it could use Spirit Arrow if it had the energy and attack the opponent's active Pokemon. However, your turn ends after that. Honestly, kind of cool. Kind of cool. Spooky Dogs is already cooking. All right, let's move on. Ribomb. I love this guy, Ribomb. Me and Ribomb go way back. 90 HP, Gas Gather Up, 50 damage. Draw one random grass Pokemon from your deck into your hand. So it's Sprigatito, but it actually does damage. Not too bad. Masquerade, another grass type, 80 Intimidating Buzz, 50 Flip a Coin until you get Tails. Uh-oh. We have another Misty here. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active. Okay, no, so just kidding. This is TRG, but as a Pokemon, I love it. I love it. And then we have Lurantis, 100 HP. Lure in. Once during your turn, you may switch one of your opponent's grass Pokemon to their active spots. And then it also has Slash for 60. This is tough. I feel like this was created to specifically counter Decidueye, right? And I'm not upset with it, actually. This feels pretty appropriate because now you don't have to worry about Decidueye. You can like force them to the active spot and then hit them, right? So Lurantis is literally a counter, and I'm not mad at it for at all. But beyond that, it kind of feels lackluster. I guess you could bring up a Celebi, maybe a Leafeon, specific to grass types. I mean, it could be good. It depends on how strong a Decidueye with that ability would be in a meta, right? Moving on. Oh, I forgot. This is the region that has Tapus. Interesting. Tapu Bulo. Yeah, we're going with that. 110 HP, Commanding Guardian. This Pokemon's attacks heal 10 damage from it for each of your benched Pokemon. So if you have a full bench, every time you Horn Leash, you gain back 30 HP. Not mad at it. Honestly, I would have been super happy if this turned out even without an ability, was like a Kabutops attack. Bulo, got it. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Got it. Okay. Oh, we got an EX. This is our first EX, or is this our second? Real quick, I can't remember. Yeah, the Decidueye was not an EX. Okay, so the Serena here is EX 180, Queenly Majesty. I love that. If the defending Pokemon's natural retreat cost is 2 or less, it cannot retreat. Oh, that's busted. Bro, that's busted. Oh my goodness, this thing is one tap. Throw this in a Leafeon deck and the meta shifts tremendously. The meta shifts tremendously. Also, guys, I forgot to share with you guys something earlier, and it's appropriate because I created my own custom card. It's an Alolan Pokemon that I think, if exists in the next set, would be the best thing to happen to the meta. Sorry, Giratina, Darkrai meta, you won't exist if this card or a variation of this card exists. And just like the variation of TRG that I created, May, if you guys remember, I literally created May. Here, we're going off on a side tangent, but if you guys are watching this, then you guys are, regulars here on the channel. And if you're not, sorry for the side tangent. But real quick, I do want to show off something that I think is important. I created this card before Team Rocket Grunt. And if you guys can read that card for me, flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Literally word for word, okay? And then TRG came out, which is kind of nuts, dude. Everyone laughed at me for creating a card like this. And then people hated me afterwards, like, why would you give them that idea? So with that being said, stick around to the end. I have a very spicy card that I really hope they add to the game, or some sort of variation. All right, moving on. Serena EX. Incineroar, Writhing Wrestler, I think I pronounced that right, at 160 HP. Your fire type Pokemon in play do plus 30 damage, but take 10 damage in recoil with every attack. Honestly, that's pretty solid, I feel like. 300 degree takedown is a name. I love that name for this attack. 70 damage though. I feel like it should be more. However, with the ability, yeah, actually that makes sense. It's 100 damage for 3 energy. Now, this is kind of busted. I love the art though. What do we think, guys? So this is recoil though, with every attack. So it'll take 10 back every time it damages. And all your fire type Pokemon also do the same. It's only your fire type, so not your opponents. Then we have Oricorio Bailey. I don't even know if that's an actual Pokemon. I've never seen this. I think it is though, actually. It's one of the 4 birds that change colors, right? Crackle for 50 damage, discarded energy from this Pokemon. Ooh, that's pretty strong, bro. This thing is going to one-shot Carnivines with a Giovanni. So actually kind of a huge fan. Next up is Turinator, 120 HP. Mind Blast for 2 fire energy, 30 damage. This attack also does 10 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Nah, that's pretty good. The retreat cost kind of stinks though. Why is it weak to fighting? That kind of threw me off. That might be a mistake. I don't actually know. But also, if you have an Incineroar on the bench and you play your Turinator, that's doing a 60 damage. And then Villion. I don't think this is a Alolan, but I'm not mad. Spicy Spit, 30 plus. If the defending Pokemon is burned, this attack does 40 more damage. It's weak to ground. I see. That makes sense. Alolan Marowak EX. Oh my god, I would play this like nobody's business because if you don't know, guys, I'm a huge Marowak. We have 140 HP, another fire type, Phasing Bone. This attack does 40 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, right? So if you attack the active Pokemon, with Incineroar on the bench, you're hitting 70 and then 40 on the bench to somebody. Or you can just choose 2 on the bench and hit 40 for each. Primarina, 140, Liquid Voice. All energy provided to your water Pokemon also count as water energy. That's kind of crazy, you see? That's kind of crazy because I'm trying to think. Dialga, Blastoise, and Primarina. It's not like, dare I say, ethical, but you can make it work. Dialga ramps your Blastoise. You get your Primarina online, and now that all counts as water energy. This is so good. I love this. Shout out to Spooky Dogs. And then Echoing Aria, I believe, one of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random 4 times. Oh, it's Dragonite. It's Dragonite, but it's 30 damage each. Dialga Palkia. Oh, Dialga Palkia is crazy. You're right. Dialga Palkia and Arceus with Primarina on the bench. And Irida. Oh my god, that is busted. I love it. Next up is Bxish, 70 HP, Psychic Fangs. 40 plus during your next turn. This Pokemon Psychic Fangs Oh, for 2 energy, this is so much better than the other original one. This is doing 80 on curve. That's crazy. All right, next up we have Araquinid. What do we have here? 110 for HP, Bubble Burst, 30x. This attack does 30 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. So this is like a Pikachu EX, but for water types, and can deal up to 90. That's pretty sick. Let's see here. Galissopod, one of my favorite Pokemon from this gen. 120 HP, emergency exit. If this Pokemon has an energy attached, it has no retreat cost. So it's literally Giratina, the one that retreats for free. First impression 50 plus. If this Pokemon became your active Pokemon this turn, this attack, oh, that's so good. That's so good. Every turn you could just swap out, and then the following turn, bring it in to do 100 damage. These are all custom cards, guys, by the way. These are all custom cards and cool effects that we're talking about and discussing that we hope to see in the future of Pokemon Pocket. Alolan Ninetales, Aurora Veil. This Pokemon is immune to attacks from your opponent's EX Pokemon. Freeze Flash for 50, and it's weak to metal. And then we have Alolan Sandslash, 110, Triple Axle, 20 plus, flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 more damage for each heads. That's pretty solid for a single energy. Oh, dude, this is kind of cracked, actually. And then we have Tapu Fae. Tapu Fae right here. HP 110, Vital Guardian. If you have more than one Pokemon on your bench, this Pokemon gets plus 20 HP. I don't think it stacks. It might stack. That'd be kind of busted if it does. And then Wonder Wash is 50 for 2. And then Oxapex EX. Did not see this coming. 160 HP for a basic Pokemon would make it the strongest, thickest basic Pokemon in the game. Am I wrong? Because I think right now the max is 150. Once during your turn for Baneful Bunker, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and has damage on it, you may poison your opponent's active Pokemon. And then Apex Hold is 80 during your opponent's next turn. They can't retreat. I think this is a little busted. It's not a basic, it's a stage 1. It says basic. Okay, so it's probably just a mistake. It should be a stage 1. That makes way more sense. And then we have Oricorio Pop something, the yellow one. Okay, 70 HP, 1 energy, bouncing Pom-Pom. This attack also does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's pretty good. I always like the sniping moves. I feel like that's pretty strong in the current meta. Oh, big boy Golem right here. Alolan Golem, 150. Galvanize. All energy provided to your Pokemon, to your lightning Pokemon, acts as lightning energy also. So my biggest question, which we don't actually know the answer to, is would Brock work on Alolan Golem? Because if it does, this is kind of cracked. If it doesn't, I think it's still kind of cracked, to be honest. All right. And I like the idea that all provided energy acts as X energy. That is an effect that I personally would really appreciate, right? It could open up the door to other cards and other metas developing under the umbrella of Darkrai and Giratina. All right, next up is Zera Aura. Is this a Lola? I don't think so. Plasma Fist, 50, take a lightning energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So not only does it damage, but it ramps. Think of, what is it, Lilligant? Yeah, this feels like Lilligant, honestly. It's pretty solid. Tapu Kaku, I think. Energized Guardian. If you have more than one Pokemon on your bench, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. I like this. I like the fact that they all react or interact, if you will, with bench Pokemon. And then Feather Spark deals 30. It's not too bad, actually. Vikavolt EX 160 for stage 2. I think it needs more HP for stage 2, to be honest. Charge Beam 30. Attach one lightning to one of your Pokemon. I think this is from your energy zone. Could be. And then Rail Blast 140. What a name. Rail Blast. Let me stop. Discard 1 lightning energy from this Pokemon. Okay, cool. So you could attach to one of your Pokemon and then discard. I like that a lot. Rail Blast. And it deals 140. That's 1 tapping. Darkrai, that's 1 tapping. Giratina. Dare I say that's also 1 tapping Gyarados if you have red because of the type advantage. Pretty sick. We have Comfey here. 60 Draining Kiss. It heals for 30. It heals for 20, deals 30 damage. Then we have Oricorio Senzu, Chandler Step, 10x. This attack does 10 damage for each card in your... Oh my god. Oh my god. You put this in a mill deck? Could you imagine just getting like 15 cards in your discard pile and then playing this for 1 energy and then slapping your opponent? Oh, the fossil deck, you're right. And then slapping your opponent for 150 is crazy. I would play this with fossils and old ladies, 100%. That's it. Literally nothing else. That would be so strong. I would love this. All right, next up we have Dazzle Dance by Oricorio Pau 70. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused for 20 damage. And then we have Shinatic here. Strength stat 50. Heal 10 damage from this Pokemon for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's pretty good, actually. So if they ramp too much, it helps you by keeping your Pokemon alive. It's at 130 HP. So if you give it a cape, it could survive things like Giratina. Orangaroo 90. Instruct your active psychic Pokemon's attack costs 1 less. I don't like this. I don't like this, dude. Even though it has my name as a move, Zen Headbutt. 50 damage. Dude, Mewtwo's? No. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all, guys, because it doesn't say anything about stacking. So if you have 2 Orangaroos, your Mewtwo can hit you for 150 for 2 psychic energy. That would be insane. Oh my goodness. That would be busted. Oh my god. Yeah, guys, again, real quick, these are all custom cards. You can check out the Discord. That's where you can find all these cards and all the amazing creators for these cards. Next up, we have Delmise, Psychic type, I guess for the Ghost, 80 HP. Anchor Shot, 50 damage during your opponent's next turn. They can't retreat. I like these types of effects. I think we need more of them. Alolan Raichu, if you guys have been playing Pokemon Unite, this thing is busted. And it has a 0 retreat cost to, symbolize how fast it is. Psybeam, 70 damage. Respectable. Honestly, this feels pretty solid all around. And then we have Tapu Lele, Cruel Guardian. This Pokemon's attacks do 20 plus more damage for each of your benched Pokemon, but do 20 damage to one of your benched Pokemon. Oh. So you giveth, but you must taketh. And then also Psybeam deals 40 damage, it retreats for 1, and it's weak to metal because it's a fairy type. Honestly, not too bad. Mimikyu EX. I'm a huge fan of Mimikyu. Mimikyu is probably my favorite Pokemon across every single game. The actual main series, Pokemon Unite, hopefully TCG Pocket as well. If we get a Mimikyu, if we get a Lola and we get a Mimikyu EX, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to just play Mimikyu EX for ranked. I really just want to play a single deck for ranked and make that into a video. At the end of the month, I played this many games with this deck climbed to ranked. That's actually my strategy for playing ranked. So people can stop asking me, play ranked with this deck. No, I'm only going to play a single deck, a single core, so that way I can make a video out of it. Anyway, Mimikyu EX, play rough, 40 damage. You can use this attack to target an opposing Pokemon that retreated to the bench last turn. Do plus 50 damage to a Pokemon attacked this way. I wonder if you can use this. It says last turn, so I don't think Sabrina could actually activate this, but maybe if the wordage was different, it'd be kind of sick, right? All right, then we have oh my god, Lunala EX, 190, stage 2, Shadow Shield. The first attack that is used on this Pokemon does minus 100 damage. Oh my god, that's busted. The first attack used on this Pokemon does minus 100 damage, and then I imagine you just lose the ability after that. That's way too strong, bro. And then Moongeist Beam is 140. Oh my god, could you imagine? The meta would just be this. The meta would just be who got this up second, right? Who got this up first would be the meta. Next up is Lykan Rock, 90 pack power. This attack does 10 more damage for each fighting energy attached across all your Pokemon. Please tell me we have ramp. Please tell me you created some sort of fighting ramp for this set. And then we have Mud's Delale, 120 HP, stock loader. Wolf of Wall Street over here. As often as you'd like, you may move 1 fighting energy from one of your benched Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Okay. It's not ramp, but it's the next best thing. It's the next best thing. So good. Padded Kick, 90 damage for 3 energy. Not too bad. Pimeian, crafty teamwork. Attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 20 plus damage to your opponent's active Pokemon if they have any Pokemon tool attached to it. So throw this on with a Lucario, and now you're plus 40, potentially plus 60 if your opponent has a tool. That's kind of cracked, actually. And then Jab for 20. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. For Abominable, I forgot this guy's a fighting type, actually. 140 Raging Hammer for 4 fighting energy. This attack does more damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. Oh my god. Reggie, gig ass. Step aside, there's a new sheriff in town, and he's crazy. All right, next up is Marshadow, 70 HP. March On, 30. Choose 2 of your benched Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take a fighting energy from your Oh, is this Manaphy but with damage? Oh my god. I have never wanted cards to exist so much. I have never wanted cards to exist so much. Marshadow, Mud's Dalale, and maybe even Pimeian. Those three, I can just, oh man, if I could just play those three in a deck. It's not broken, it's literally Manaphy, but with damage for an extra energy. It's balanced. Don't you dare say broken. Dina, if you're listening, please give us this. We want fighting ramp, please. God, please. It's and you can give fighting to anything, bro. It doesn't even have to be like another fighting type. I just want ramp. We have Palosand EX 160 HP. It's a stage 1 spirit consumption, 80 damage, heal 20 from this damage from this Pokemon. We need to use this attack. Pretty solid. Quillfish, darkness type, 70 damage, pin blast, 20 plus. This attack does 40 more damage if this Pokemon has any damage on it. Not too bad. Alolan Raticate, angry chucking, 30 plus. You may discard 2 cards from your hand to draw a card. If you do so, this attack does plus 40 damage. Too bad. I'm a huge fan of that. Next up, we have Alolan Persian, snatch, 40 damage, discarded energy from one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Alolan Muck. Oh, okay. Abilities of basic Pokemon on the field have no effect. They have no effect. This is the card I was talking about. I was going to say till the end, but it looks like they had a similar idea. Let me show you guys what I was cooking up real quick. You guys can be excited. So this is Alolan Muck from Spooky Dogs. And then this is my Alolan Muck right here. Let me just share it real quick. Power Alchemy again. Each basic Pokemon in play, in each player's hand, and in each player's discard pile has no abilities. This is literally the counter we were looking for. Mine has Crunch. They have Gunk Shot. The HP is the same. Theirs is also a basic, but it's actually not a basic. I think this is the card. Dina, if you guys are watching, devs, give us a Pokemon that neutralizes basic Pokemon abilities. 100%, dare I say even EX Pokemon abilities. I think just basic Pokemon abilities, neutralizing them would be elite. Please. I've never asked for anything, but this would be astounding. We would no longer have a Giratina Darkrai at 130 power level according to PokemonMeta.com. You know, I just think we need something to neutralize abilities. It would be amazing. Yo, what's up, Spectra? Welcome on in. Salazzle EX 130 for darkness. Fiery Dominance. That's a great name right there. Once during your turn, you may burn the opponent's active Pokemon if it is a basic Pokemon. Oh, we're hitting all the basics. I love that. Noxious Aroma 60 plus. If you have a Salandit or a Salazzle EX on your bench, this attack does 60 more damage. So it's like a pack mentality, if you will. That's pretty sick. Togedemaru 70 HP. Iron Barbs. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, so it's like Drud, but for 10 damage. Rollout does 20 for colorless. So you can essentially put this into any deck, deal damage while also it's not bad actually. I think this might be a better Drud because you can attack with this. Drud only hits them if they hit you. However, this does the same thing, but gives you a shot to hit them as well. So you're actually doing more damage over time than Drud. I think this might be better than Drud. Fortress 130, Backspin 70 damage. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Melmetal 130, Building Bolts 40 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each basic Pokemon the opponent has in play. Oh, we're getting spicy here. This is pretty good. Yo, what's up, Frosty? How you doing, man? Welcome on in. Magernia, 90 HP, Soul Heart. Whenever a player receives a prize point, each of your Pokemon... Oh, that's so good. Each of your Pokemon heal 20 damage. Metal Sound. The defending Pokemon's next attack does minus 20 damage. That's not bad. You could just put this on your bench, bro. Oh my god, that's so good. Solgaleo? Meow Meow EX 190 HP, a metal type. Full Metal Alchemist is the ability. This Pokemon is immune to the secondary effects of attacks. Oh, so like putting it to sleep, poison, stuff like that. Interesting. I wonder if Pokemon like Lucario EX would still hit your bench because that's considered a secondary effect. No, that's interesting. And then Sun Steel Strike does an immense amount of damage. Pretty solid. And then Komo O is 140. Fierce Scale. Attacks used by your Pokemon do plus 30 damage to the opponent's active Pokemon, but you must discard a random energy with every attack. Oof. I mean, you don't have to run red anymore. You probably can't play Giratina with this unless it's a full psychic deck. I don't know, man. This is tough. Sky Uppercut 110. I love that. I think it's pretty solid. And then Fighting and Lightning, it could synergize for some optimal strategies in the future. Toucan Sam right here for 140 HP. Beak Blast, 60 damage. The defending Pokemon is now burned. That's lore accurate. Oh my god, I love this full art. I love this Gumshoes. 100 HP Stakeout. This Pokemon can target an opposing Pokemon that retreated to the bench last turn. So it's like Mimikyu, but as an ability. I think this might actually be better than the Mimikyu, to be honest. Hyper Fang, 60 damage. That's pretty solid. Beware is 120 HP. Fluffy, this Pokemon takes minus 30 damage from attacks unless it's a fire attack from which it takes plus 30. Okay, that seems pretty respectable, actually. Bear Hug deals 50 damage, and it's weak to Psychic because I guess it's part fighting. Komala, 80 HP. Yawn, 20. At the end of your turn, the defending Pokemon falls asleep. At the end of your opponent's next turn, they fall asleep. Interesting. That could be pretty good. It almost guarantees if they miss that coin flip. Then we have Drampa, a colorless for 130. Grand Healing, heal 20 damage from all of your basic Pokemon and deals 40 damage for 2 colorless. I love this. I love how it insinuates that Drampa and Dunsparce are like friends and they're related. It's pretty solid. Minior is 80 HP, Star Shower 20 plus. If you have another Minior on your bench, this attack does 30 more damage. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Silvally EX. Oh man, they are hitting all the EXs that I genuinely did not think could be EXs. And it's really like, and that's what I love about these kind of reviews, these set reviews, is it gets me thinking like, man, these would be really sick if they actually were cards, let alone EXs. Anyway, Silvally's a stage 1. Colorless at 140 HP. Arcane Silicone. This Pokemon can't be affected by any special conditions. It's literally Arceus. That makes sense. And then Unit Force, 60 plus. This attack does 10 damage for each bench. It's literally Arceus, but a little bit weaker. I love that. Dude, I love that. This is so good. And now we're into trainer cards, you guys. Are you ready for this? Rare Candy. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play or in your hand whose stage 2 you also have in your hand. During your next turn, you may use that card to evolve the basic Pokemon. I feel like that's kind of balanced, actually. Hold on, the way this card is worded, choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. Let's say I have Charmander, okay? No, I don't think it's broken, actually, guys. I don't think it's broken. So check this out. Choose one of your Pokemon that's in play. My Charmander's in play or in your hand. That might be the problem, in your hand. I think it has to be in play. And then during your next turn, you may use that card to evolve the basic Pokemon. If you play Rare Candy, your opponent can red card you, can Mars you, can Iono you. So I think that actually balances this a bit. In fact, the mind games you can play with your opponent, because you can play Rare Candy. I'm going to change the wordage of this. And now your opponent thinks you have the stage 2. So they might be more inclined to red card you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's pretty good, actually. I like this card. If you change it to say, choose one of your basic Pokemon in play that evolves. During your next turn, you may evolve it straight to the stage 2, right? If you have it in your hand or whatever. I think that would lead to some very interesting plays. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I think. Rotom Dex. Choose a card in your hand or one of your Pokemon in play, draw a copy of that card if it is in your deck. Also guarantee another copy of it. Oh, that's interesting. That might be a little too busted, to be honest. Hey, yo, holla. If you have a basic or stage 1 Pokemon capable of evolving in your active spot, shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 5 cards. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love that. 5 cards is crazy strong. That's insane, bro. I think 3 cards might be a little bit more balanced. Iono, Handshake, Holla. Yup. Then we have Celine here. Choose a trainer card in your discard pile and use its effect as that of this card. I feel like you have to choose a random trainer card. Just like the old lady that chooses a random basic from your discard pile, you would have to choose a random trainer card. And then Olivia here, during this turn, your Pokemon with any fighting energy attached to them have no retreat cost. Acerola, put your Palosand EX or Delmise in the active spot into your hand. So this is literally Koga Bounce. That'd be kind of sick. And then Ryuki right here, do 20 damage to one of your dragon Pokemon to attach any energy from your energy zone to it. Okay. I was like, wait, why would you do damage to your Pokemon? This is interesting. And then Guzma, the people's champ right here. Switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench and switch your active Pokemon to the bench too. They choose the new active Pokemon. That's not too bad. And then that's going to be it. That's all we're going to cover in today's video, because this next part is the mini set. So if you're watching the stream, we're going to keep going. But for those of you that are watching on the channel, the video, we're just going to cover the Alola region. What cards in the Alola region do you want to actually make like happen? Personally, the Alolan Muck canceling abilities for all basic Pokemon, I need that. I need that like it's nobody's business. But there you guys have it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.